In this episode of the Great Canadian Road Trip, I'm headed into a part of Canada, and even Manitoba, that most people never see. This is the Parkland Region, the rolling country between Riding Mountain and Lake Manitoba. It's a place shaped by small towns, backcountry roads, and big skies. And for me, it's personal. This is where some of my family comes from, and where I spent the first years of my life. From forgotten cemeteries to ancient Indian sites, this episode explores a side of Canada that rarely makes it onto the map. This is the prairies, and we're going to be seeing a lot of this over the next 10 days or so. Alright, leaving Portage la Prairie in a rainy early afternoon, and I'm on my way to a place called Sunville, and another place called Alonsa, and another place called Ebb and Flow. I'm in for a bit of a drive today. Should be driving on the roads for about 5-6 hours, and we're gonna see more of the countryside of Manitoba on my way to my final destination of Dauphin, Manitoba tonight. Hopefully the rain clears up a little bit so I could take some drone shots of the beautiful Manitoba countryside. There's something about driving down a lone country road all by yourself that represent one of the higher stages of the road trip. Back on the paved highway, which is nice, but I'll be back on some dirt roads again very soon.
Had wanted was an alliance with the Western powers. And this was an alliance that was spurned at every opportunity by France and the UK.
Alright, we're pulling off to another dirt road here, and we're going to visit a place called Sunville Cemetery. And this is the place where my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my grandmother, and some other family relatives going way back are buried. Getting close to where I want to go, but here's a cool little stop on the way there. Here we have the Holy Resurrection Greek Orthodox since 1904, and Would you look at that structure? Wow. Anything over 100 years old in Canada is quite historic for us Canadians. But what's cool about this place is we also have a, I believe this is a Ukrainian Catholic church. So we have the Orthodoxy and the Catholic over here. Different colors, different architectural styles somewhat. There's grasshoppers hopping everywhere here. So we're in a part of Manitoba, basically between Lake Manitoba over here, and this direction this way is Riding Mountain National Park. And it's an area of Manitoba that you had indigenous groups obviously here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And then the first Europeans were French fur traders, followed by the English. And then towards the late 1800s, you had massive waves of immigrants, particularly from the Ukraine, that came to settle this area. And that included my great-grandfather, Alexander. He was the first of my descendants to come to Canada, coming here in the late 1800s. The Canadian government purposely settled this land with a lot of Ukrainians, basically from here all the way to Edmonton. I assume because it really resembled the land back in Europe. I've been to the area where my great-grandparents and other descendants came from in the Ukraine. And if you travel there and you travel here, it's quite interesting. There's a lot of overlap between how the landscape looks. Once Canada was up and running and they had to fill this part of Canada up with a population, I think they specifically chose Ukrainians and as well as Poles and some other nationalities to settle here because it did resemble what it was like back in Europe. Next stop is a place called Alonsa, Manitoba, and it's where my grandmother and grandfather had a house, and my dad and my uncles and aunts, they grew up there. So we're going to check out a super small, cute little town called Alonsa, and the houses are interesting there. I seem to have caught the cows' attention, as they have caught mine. See you guys. Have a nice day. Cheers. I'm going to take in a brief tour of the small town of Alonsa, Manitoba. There's the Alonsa School. I think that's K through I don't know where. And the town has a post office, which is good. And they used to have a general store here, which unfortunately I think is closed. And there was a restaurant at a time too, but yeah, small town Manitoba, small towns in Canada. Sometimes their lifespan is limited. And we continue down the bustling main street of Alonsa. Family home. And they have a nice little church beside their house too. So this plaque here talks about some of the history of the early schooling here, including one-room schoolhouses built here in the mid-1920s. In the distance we see another enchanting little church. Beautiful. And Alonsa, of course, has a curling club. There's a hockey arena nearby somewhere too. And this is a museum, the Alex Robertson Museum. Let's see what this is about. Alright, so the museum here is some of the faces from the town, and I see my Baba, my grandmother, my Uncle Fred, and wow, my great mother. Yes.
Okay, now your grandmother's name, I know her. I knew her.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of her name. Her first name.
Catherine.
Catherine.
That's right.
Catherine. And that was Fred's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
Good old Uncle Fred. He had a farm not too far from here.
Oh yeah, Fred and his wife, yeah.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty cool museum. Look at this car, an old Ford. I'm not even sure what model this is, but I'm liking the color, and look at those rims. Little tight fit in there. And we got the John Deere tractor, hockey teams, the Alonsa Aces. What a squad. And a cool map of the indigenous folks. So the region we're in is primarily consisting of the Assiniboine people. And the Cree are more south of this area, but primarily Assiniboine. And as we head into Saskatchewan, we're going to see the Blackfoot native tribes. Various hunting rifles. Obviously, you still see a strong connection to the Crown and the British Empire here too.
How are you doing?
That was wonderful. That was very easily one of the best museums on my trip thus far. And we're off. Just driving out of the reserve town of Bacon Ridge right now. Had a lovely visit with someone special in my life from my childhood, and we're gonna head to another native reserve called Ebb and Flow. This is Ebb and Flow First Nations. It's a Indian or native reservation here, and my mom and my dad used to be teachers here, and when I was born, I lived here for the first 4 years of my life. And wow, there seems to be some growth to the town, some construction, which is nice to see. And coming up here is the school where my parents taught at. Ebb and Flow High School. So here at Ebb and Flow High School, my dad was the principal and my mom was one of the teachers. I didn't go to school here because I was too young, but I went to a nursery school that might have been located in this building as well. From here, but this is what a native reservation looks like. There seems to be a lot of construction here, and they're building a new school. So there's development. There's some new opportunities opening up, but there's also a problem with meth and crack that is found its way into these kind of communities, and like other places where those drugs are prevalent, causing significant damage. That's my first family home. So this is the block where I think all the teachers in the school would live. And it's good to be back here. I couldn't imagine living here at this time in my life, but yeah, I grew up, I started from here on a little Indian reservation, and now I am traveling the world. Let's see this place from the sky. The cows have obviously noticed me using this drone, and they've come closer to me, and they're headed towards me right now. Wow. You guys are curious, eh? Okay, maybe I should be careful here because beautiful cows. Me and my cow friends just hanging. What's up, guys? I'm just as curious of you as you are of me. Why did they all come up to me like this? Are cows that curious? Absolutely bizarre. One of my uncles used to call this place God's country, and I've heard that term used for other beautiful places of land, but God's country indeed. To enter the town of St. Rose du Lac, and it is the town of my birth. Wow, that's beautiful. But first, I'm gonna get some chicken at Chicken Chef. Hope it's open. Let's see what they got. Ooh. Do you think it's open? Closes at 9, but fortunately I'm able to get some takeout here, so awesome. I get my chicken tonight. Yeah, it was like 8:58 when I walked in. It closes at 9, so I'm one of those annoying customers, but I was like, please, I just want some fried chicken to go. So I got 3 pieces of fried chicken to go. My day just continues to be awesome. And at the Chicken Chef. I don't know if this is just a Manitoba or Prairie thing, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna go have a picnic with some fried chicken. And the sun going down behind the woods there. The end to the daylight of today, but today's not done. I still have 2 more stops before I call it today. Action-packed adventurizing today in Manitoba. Winnipeg was personal, and this part of Manitoba is very personal too. So I hope you learned some things about this part of Canada while watching it, and thank you for indulging me in some. I ordered 3 pieces for 10 something, and they look good. That looks like legit, like fried chicken. Let's see how the meat is, but it looks like there's a good serving of meat. So, bon appetit. All right, I'm gonna give that fried chicken a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe I'm gonna give it 8.5 just because the setting and the day. So, make the trek to Chicken Chef. All right, in the far distance there, you could see the beginnings of Riding Mountain. Let the cars pass by first. And that's the area where I'm gonna head tomorrow. But you see it's It's been flat land all day, but up towards here is I don't think it's a mountain, but it's a elevated area of the province. And tomorrow I'll explain how this geological event occurred, but it's a national park, and it's going to be a good one tomorrow. Made it.